Welcome to another lecture. This is arguably the most important lecture. Now we're going to be building an audience. This is undoubtedly the most important lecture of the series. And the reason why is because when it comes to targeting people for your ad, if you target the wrong people, you are essentially not going to get the results you want. And furthermore, you're going to be wasting money in the process. It's a bit like selling ice to Eskimos. If you're selling to the wrong people, you're not going to be getting results. So, building an audience, the right audience, the target audience, the appropriate audience for your product, for your page, is essential if you want to get results. So, when you go to this page, this is the advert set page. This is where you define your audience, budget, and schedule. It doesn't really matter about the objective, whether it's promoting your page for page likes or whether you're trying to get some page post engagement. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is the skill of targeting the right audience. So on this page, what you do is you select the page that you want to promote or the page that your page post is part of. And this is building an audience from scratch. So the first thing you can do is use a saved audience, and I've got a load of saved audiences here. And I've also got some custom audiences as well. But I'm going to avoid that. We're just going to create a completely new ad. So the first thing that you're given is a location set. What country or location are you looking to find people in? So if you're a local business, so for instance, if I were to live in, let's say, Hackney in London, then if I put Hackney down, I could specifically have my ad appear in front of people in Hackney. If I wanted to target people in London, let's say, then I could put London, England, and then I could exclude a group as well. So let's say I wanted to include everybody in London except for Hackney. Then what I could do is I could ignore Hackney. And then you can select the radius of which you want to target or exclude people. Okay, so this will give you London and 40 kilometers around London, and you can just put current city only, or you could go to cities within radius and you can select the radius. You can select how far away you want it to be or how close. So in this instance, we're just going to put current city for London, and we're going to put current city for Hackney. Okay, so we're excluding this area and we're having the rest of London. That is how you can do local advertising. So you can set it by city, and you can also target people in close proximity, which you can choose also. Now, we can also target via country. So, United States, for instance. Now, what we could do is we could target the United States but exclude California. And this has been something that I've been known to do because sometimes California can actually make your ads more expensive because it's such a large state. So that's how you can do the whole include and exclude thing. So it's all about what is your business, who does it appeal to, what countries do they live in. So for me, I would be looking for people in the United States because I sell Udemy courses. So we include United States as a country. There we are. They're included. We include United Kingdom. These are the two markets that are very, very appropriate for my product because people in these countries are potentially going to be interested in my social media products. So I'm going to include these countries for now. And then what it does is it gives you the potential reach of your ad. So it combines the populations of both countries and it puts it here, your potential reach. Now, I've not been specific so far, so let's carry this on. So now we move to age. So what age do we want to target? So I want to target people between 20 and, let's say, 50. So this will now filter it to 162 million people. Now, I want all, men and women. But this is based on what you are marketing. So are you marketing makeup products? If you're marketing makeup products, you would want to select women. If you're advertising to a younger age, then you probably want anywhere between, you want anywhere between 16 and 24, let's say. And then this will give you 25 million people. That is now the potential reach if you were to target everybody in those countries with these demographic details. Okay, so let's go back to what I was looking for. So let's go 20 to 50 and all. And this brings it back to 162 million. That's quite wide. Now enter a language. Now my courses are spoken in English, so I'm going to select English all. But if you are, let's say for instance, targeting people in France, you can select French. If you're targeting people in Spanish-speaking countries, you can put Spanish. So really it's up to you what spoken language or written language you want them to be able to understand. Because ultimately when you're promoting a post, it will either be video or it will be text. And in which case they need to be able to understand it. So you've got to choose the appropriate language. Then targeting. This is where you can be very detailed about the demographics, interests or behaviours of people. So for instance, if I was to target small businesses, let me see what options it gives me for small business. So it gives me small business as an interest, as a title, as an employer, field of study. Then it gives me small business owners. If we carry on looking down, we've got more. Small business funding, small business heroes, small medium-sized businesses. So it gives you a wide variety of different options. If I was choosing Facebook ads, then I'll have a look here. So it's got interests, Facebook. Doesn't really have a lot else about Facebook ads. Facebook page admins. So the people who would be interested in Facebook ads may already run a page. So their behavior, as Facebook detects it, is Facebook page admins. So I would select Facebook page admins. I may also be interested in people who have already selected Udemy as an interest, in which case you can put people who have put Udemy as an interest, or additionally or alternatively, you can put people who have listed Udemy as a school or university. But I'm going to leave it as interest for now. But here you can be very specific about who it is that you are targeting. Now, people who are aged between 16 to 24 and looking for a makeup product, if they are environmentally conscious, they may not actually be interested in your product. So you should really look for people who list makeup as a job title or an interest. So fashion and makeup you could put there. If, for instance, you were selling consulting solutions, then what you could do, so if for instance you were selling financial consulting, you could put financial services, you could put financial advisor, you could put finance down, and you could look for finance personnel under job titles. So you've got them all here. So a range of different options. And when you select one, let's say, for instance, we choose finance director, then we can look for another one, which it will look for in addition to the one that you've already sent. So finance minister, let's say, for instance. Now it takes our reach down to 30,000 people. So we're getting way more detailed. We are now drilling down to that appropriate sized audience that we can sell our page or our offer to. So this is really, really useful. And this has been a really key way of how I've been able to get my products sold with Facebook advertising. So we're going to just put Facebook page admins for now. And then what we can do is we can put people that are connected with your page in some way. So if we look at connections and Facebook pages, for instance, we can exclude people who already like your page. So this will advertise to people outside of your page. Now you may say, why would you include or exclude people who like your page? Well, you would include the people who like your page because when you put a post on Facebook, about 1 to 10% of people will ever see it. So the people who already like your page may be really interested in your product, but might not be able to see the post because their timeline is flooded with posts. So you can include and exclude people who already like your page. So in my instance, what I would do is I would include people who like my page because these are people who have already subscribed to me. Now, by doing so, I have fewer than 1,000 people. So what I could then do is exclude them, and then this would give me 37 million people. If I actually didn't put any condition on it at all, then I would be able to advertise to all. So we're going to exclude the people who like your page. Okay? Now we come to placements. Show your adverts to the right people in the right places. Okay, so automatic placements mean your adverts will be automatically shown to your audience in the places where they're more likely to perform best. This will help you reach your objective better. But if you want control over it, you can actually decide where you want it placed. So you can have it being seen on Facebook, on Instagram, you can have it seen on desktop only or mobile only or all devices. But basically Facebook with automatic placements gives you the best performing option, and that's why they recommend it. But if you really want to make it only available to people on mobile or people only on Facebook and not Instagram, you can edit your placements. So there we are. That is how you build an audience. You have to test it. You have to make sure that you are testing. Right, okay, so if it didn't work, maybe United States isn't the option. Or maybe I should just exclude California. Or maybe I should include California and exclude the rest of the US. Who is your ad most ideally suited to? And you should know in your mind who the ideal customer is that you're looking for. If you run a beauty business and you market only to women and you market only in the local area, there we are. There's your demographic, and you can really be specific about the interests and what these people do. By getting the right audience, you are setting yourself up for real success with Facebook ads. So in this section, what you've learned is how to find the correct audience for you, regardless of your objective. If you've got the right audience for you, then this is something that you can use time and time again. So before you go to the next column, what you need to do is you need to save the audience. If you save the audience, it means that you can keep this audience forever. So you can just put here ideal audience product. And there we are. And then you would just click save, and then that would be forever in your saved audiences up here. So if you wanted to do an ad, it would quickly pre-populate everything with your ideal audience, everything that you've already created in here. Okay, so I'm going to take this off just in case it charges me $3,000. And we'll put the daily budget there. Now, let's go down to this bit. So we optimize for advert delivery. So for this instance, I have chosen the objective to be page likes. So we'll deliver your ads to the right people to help you get more page likes at the lowest cost. Bid amount. Let Facebook set the bid to help you get the most page likes at the best price. So basically what you're doing is you're saying, right, Facebook, I'm giving you $25 as a daily budget. Okay. Now what I want you to do is get me the best cost per like. Do it automatically. Or you can enter a bid of how much page likes are worth to you. So you could enter something like 0.45 USD, which is probably the worst thing, because if you did a suggested bid of 0.45, then if they actually cost you 0.01, then you have just done yourself out of 44 cents per like. So don't do the suggested bid, just do automatic and let Facebook find the right cost for you. When you charge per impression. Advert scheduling, so you can actually decide how you want the adverts to run. So for instance, let's set this back to lifetime. If you're doing a lifetime, what this allows you to do is this allows you to set when exactly the ad will be shown. So like it says here, for example, if you select 8 AM to 10 AM, your advert will be served to people at 8 AM to 10 AM their local time. Okay, so you just select, the segments that you want it to be I don't know why you do it overnight, but that's just so you know, that's how you select it, okay? So we'll go back, but that's how you can customize when your advert is actually shown. It's actually very, very clever because it means that you're not wasting money overnight when people are in bed. Then delivery type, you can actually do an accelerated option. And this only works with manual bid for some reason, but accelerated means it just shows your advert to as many people as quickly as possible. It doesn't do it throughout the day, which means that you're probably just going to waste money sending it out to a load of people that may not be appropriate, whereas Facebook, with standard, will decide when the best people are going to be around, and they will actually be able to interact with your ad better. Then you can give your ad set a name. It's a bit like saving your audience. So we'll give the ad set a name, and literally you just call it US and GB 20 to 50. That's what I would do. Or alternatively, if I chose, let's say, the high cost countries like the US, Great Britain, Canada, Australia, Hong Kong, then you could just put high cost countries. And this will appear in your advert manager so you know exactly which the ad set you have targeted is. Now, once you've done that, you just go to continue, and then you decide on what it is your audience sees. So I hope that this has really helped, and I'll see you in the next lecture.